Hello and welcome to Tell the People, a program about our Catholic faith with news and information in and around the Catholic Diocese of Lafayette. I'm Stephanie Bernard. In today's show, Tristan Littell has an interview with Superintendent Anna LaRiviere about the start of another Catholic school year. Father Michael Champine's talk is about the First Commandment, Part 2 of 3 in this segment, What It Means to be Catholic. And in a conversation with Bishop Michael Gerald, Monsignor Richard Green interviews Bishop Gerald about another important topic. And now, Catholic news on this August 14th weekend. Registration is currently underway for the two fall 2011 courses being offered through the Aquinas Institute. Applications may be requested from the Lafayette Diocesan Office of Christian Formation at 337-261-5674. The final day to register is Friday, August 19th by 12 noon. The two courses being offered are Theology 340, Liturgy, 3 semester hours with Father William Blanda, and Theology 380, Church History, 3 semester hours with Dr. Kevin Roberts. Beginning on September 8, classes for Theology 340 will be held on Thursday evenings from 6 to 8:45 p.m. inside Knight Hall Auditorium at Our Lady of Fatima Church in Lafayette. Beginning on September 6, classes for Theology 380 will be held on Tuesday evenings from 6 to 8:45 p.m. on the campus of Pope John Paul II Academy in Lafayette. The cost of each course is $250 for credit students and $75 for audit students. For additional information regarding the Aquinas Institute, please visit diolav.org/Aquinas Institute. The Lafayette Diocesan Office of Development will hold its annual Bishop Services Appeal Workshop and Ministry Fair on Saturday, August 27th inside Fusilier Auditorium at the Immaculata Center in Lafayette. The event will begin with registration at 3 a.m. and conclude with Mass celebrated by Bishop Michael Gerald inside Immaculata Chapel at 11:30 a.m. The BSA Workshop and Ministry Fair is held each year in preparation for the annual BSA campaign kickoff, which is scheduled for the weekend of October 1st through the 2nd. The workshop is open only to clergy and parish BSA leaders in order to provide them with an opportunity to review the many programs and ministries which are funded through the Bishop Services Appeal. The workshop's agenda will include a few words offered by Bishop Gerald, as well as brief presentations from the directors of selected ministries. For additional information regarding this event, please contact the Bishop Service Appeal Office at 261-5641. The Office of Marriage and Family Life Ministry will sponsor a Diocesan Marriage Anniversary Mass on Sunday, September 11th at St. Mary Church in Lafayette. Bishop Michael Gerald will preside over the Mass, which will be celebrated in honor of those who have been married for 25 or 40 years. A reception will follow. Couples who wish to be recognized at the Mass must register with the Office of Marriage and Family Life Ministries by 12 noon on Friday, August 26th. As a part of the Mass, these registered couples will receive a special certificate presented to them by Bishop Gerald to recognize their milestone anniversary. For more information, please contact the Office of Marriage and Family Life at 261-5653 or visit the Marriage and Family Life section of the diocesan website at diolav.org. Coming up next, Tristan Littell has an interview with Superintendent Anna LaRiviere about the start of another Catholic school year.
Welcome to Tell the People, the interview segment of Inside the Diocese. I'm Trista Littell, and with me here today we have Anna LaRiviere, Superintendent of Schools for the Catholic Diocese of Lafayette. Welcome, Anna.
Thanks, Trista. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, with the start of school, what are you doing to prepare for this new year, 2011-2012?
Well, as we begin a new school year, I certainly want to welcome all of our administrators, our faculty, our support staff, and most importantly, our students. And you know, it's always an exciting time for new beginnings. It's come with new uniforms, and everybody's anxious to know who their teacher is, and so forth and so on. So it's always an exciting time. And we in the Office of Catholic Schools in the last several weeks have had in-services with new faculty members. My two assistant superintendents, Dr. Arrett and Margot Croft, work with the new teachers in elementary and high school. We have a day for them. And we end our day with them with a commissioning service as the diocese sending them forth and pledging to them our prayers and our support as they join our Catholic schools. We also had a Leadership Institute, which Nancy and Margot coordinated and worked with about 40 of our teachers and support staff at our schools. And certainly we met with new principals. We have 4 new principals this year in our diocese. And then we also met with all 34 principals. We begin with liturgy with our bishop and then go over some business issues with them. But I feel excited about a new school year. It's, I think they're all ready to go. They're ready to continue to build the kingdom.
A lot of excitement in the air.
Absolutely.
Now, what type of services does the Office of Catholic Schools provide to the schools?
Well, you know, that's a good question. You know, I always say that we don't have any money to give our schools, but we certainly have services to offer. I meet 4 times a year with the religion administrators in our school where they can come together and network, learn from one another. Nancy, who is meets with the curriculum directors and the development directors, and Margot meets with the technology coordinators. And it's a good networking with these people. They get to know who we are and what our office has to offer in support. Nancy and Margot also meet with the department heads of the high schools and the various subject areas. And it's just a good time to bring people together and to know that they're not alone in what they're doing, so that they can get to know one another, so that they don't have to reinvent the wheel.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Well, with the state of the economy, give us a report on how that's, is that having any effect on Catholic schools?
I think it has had an impact on some of our schools. We are down in enrollment. We don't know exactly yet what our numbers are, but we feel it across the state. I think it's across the United States. Mm-hmm. But I want people to know that our schools do have means to reach out to these people. If they ask, there may be something out there in the school that they, scholarship, or even in the parishes, the church parishes where they belong. Mm-hmm. We just have to come up with some creative ideas in our schools to bring in extra revenue in order that our programs don't suffer.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, if a parent is looking to enroll their child in a Catholic school, what do they have to do?
Well, I think that, first of all, if they go onto our website, the diocesan website, there is a link on the diocesan website to the Catholic schools. And all of our Catholic schools have a website. I would encourage them to visit it, to see what is there to offer for the family. What are they looking for? And then to visit that school, to make an appointment for a tour, and then to decide, is this where we want our child to benefit from the programs that they have to offer? So I would encourage them to visit the website. They can call our office, 261-5529, and we can certainly guide them to maybe what they're looking for. Oftentimes we get calls to ask us, what is the best school? There's no best school. All of our schools are outstanding Catholic schools, but they all have some little differences to offer. So I think it depends on where do you want your family to fit into what the school has to offer.
It's kind of like different personalities and what fits
Well, for some children, they function better in a smaller environment. Others, it depends on what there is to offer in terms of extracurricular activities. So I think you just have to find what's the best fit for your child.
Is there anything new going on that maybe you want to share with our audience?
Well, we have several of our schools that have projects going on. The building, there's always progress, even in tough economic times. I know that Turlings is, trying to build a stadium, which is long overdue. Notre Dame and Crowley is, they're in the process right now of building a library, which is also long overdue. St. Cecilia is almost completed their next phase of their long-range planning of a new chapel, and there are Hanson in Franklin is building a new library. So there are, even in hard times, people come together to make sure that whatever we're asking, within reasonable means, they're willing to help us.
And we're a people of hope, so.
Absolutely, and I think it's about a we. We make up the Diocese of Lafayette. Catholic schools are a very important component of what brings everybody together. And I am a firm believer that, as Catholic school personnel, students, we make the parishes stronger. It's about a parish school or several parishes joining together to own that one school. So it's about a we, and it's about building the kingdom and building students for the future, and deepening their faith so that one day they can be those examples that our people are today.
I can certainly look at our community and see a lot of people who are leaders, and that they had their upbringing in Catholic schools and have made great impacts on society.
Yes, and none of us are perfect, but it's about striving to bring Christ to one another. And I think that if we can succeed in that, in making our schools Catholic, then we have really succeeded in the mission that we have been called to.
Thank you for being with us today, Anna.
Thank you.
We look forward to all of the new and exciting things that will be coming out of our Catholic schools.
Thank you, Tristan.
Stay tuned, folks. There's more to come on Tell the People.
Coming up next, Father Michael Champine's talk is about the first commandment in the segment, What It Means to Be Catholic.
Good morning. Welcome back to Tell the People for our special section on what it means to be Catholic. If you're just joining us, we're treating the Ten Commandments, or that's specifically what we're treating, but we're treating the moral life. And during the month of June, we were able to give an introduction to the moral life, and now we're beginning to look at the commandments in particular. And we're looking at the first commandment. Last time we gave an introduction. This time we want to look at the first commandment, which obliges us to believe in God and all that He reveals, divine faith, and that we have faith in action, the obligation, or that obedience of faith that St. Paul speaks about in the beginning, chapter 1 of Romans, and again at the end of Romans, Paul speaks about that obediencia, that obedience of faith, that we're obliged when God gives the gift to respond to Him with the gift of ourselves, our mind, and our intellect and will. And then to hope in Him, that our whole sustenance, the energy that we need to be able to live the gospel and to live the moral life, that we have as our hope God. Psalm 121 speaks that very powerful. From whence shall come my hope? My hope shall come from the Lord. That virtue of the muscle of the will is divine hope, and we're obliged to hope in God. And then charity, to love Him because of what He has done for us in creating me. It was out of love that He created me, and it's out of love that He redeemed me. And of course, that's why at the beginning of the commandment,